Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.
I told you I'm coming for you, I'm coming through you, either way, it don't matter. So clear the space like
Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31.
Hey, why they so mad at you? A cock to the distance is no, I'm the raddest dude. Plus the flow is on point and it's tactical. Don't make my goons gon' get after you. Don't feel bad for that dude. Leaving behind, girl, that's what you had to do. Lord, say this is not something for you. It's the shit that got me going prehistoric. I'ma beat the people they've been fiending for it. If you see the problems, I can be ignored. Dapping in the trenches, I've been bleeding for it. Go nuclear like you got nuke 'em. I rebuke 'em if they attack, then I juke 'em. Fuck 'em like Michael, I juke 'em. Hit 'em with the kids, I got I'ma bring it to the pessimist. Hope you niggas get the message. This is it for the pessimist. Killing demons like an exorcist. Passive aggressive is over. This shit for the soldiers and all of the warriors. Know that the battle is glorious. Until my whole team is victorious. Bitch, I'm a monster. Bitch, I'm a monster. I'm saying, bitch, I'm a monster. If I snuck up in the bedroom and touch you while you sleep, it's me, yeah. I'm fucking with you, I ain't gonna get you out of this track. TCJ made it. Niggas can't believe what I'm doing. I'm a man like a cat hoeing 9 lives. Summer 18, excreasing the 9, 10 times. Sending these cats lost, man, I'm starting hard.
Welcome to another episode of Bird Gang Nation Sports Talk. I'm your host, Bird Gang 31. What is up, Eagles Nation? We have a showdown with the division rival Cowboys. So I had to go get my brother from another mother, Mr. Law Nation. How you doing today, my guy? Here we go.
You already know. You know, listening to your intro with the music, setting the mood, getting things right. You know, it's time for to get this fight on against the Birds. I feel you, though. I get my blood pressure going. Get me pumping, baby. You know how it is. It's about to be wartime over here, baby. I love it. Shout out to you, but it's Rivalry Week.
I like
Yeah.
how you doing all that. You guys got all this energy right now. We just chilling. It's about to be another day at the office with us. Cowboys. You know how that's gonna go. You guys are pumped. You guys, hey, we won without Dak. You know, we're 5-1. We're rushing the building, walked out.
Okay.
Fight against the best team in the league, though.
No. You putting D, not one of. You can't just put D out there. Come on. Y'all haven't established that all the way yet.
Is there any other team that's undefeated right now?
Well, hey, I don't think that all teams played the same team, so that's just what it is. We're 2-0. Hey, we undefeated. Are we? Yes or no? Are we undefeated in our division? My Cowboys.
Yeah, we are too, though.
Yeah, but no, you 1-0 in your division. We 2-0. So that's a difference. That's a difference, you know. That's a difference. It's division. You win your division. When you win your division, you go to the playoff. That's just how it goes.
Oh man, we're not worried about that. We just worried about when we gonna ever catch an L if we catch one.
Okay. You know well, it ain't gonna be hard to catch it this weekend, baby.
You guys, I have to give you guys your props. You guys have been tearing it up without Dak. Tell me about that whole situation. Are you worried about controversy at all when Dak's healthy, or Dak the guy?
Well, it's the Cowboys. So controversy, it greets us at the doorstep, and that's just what we got to be used to, and that's what we just got to face. Shout out to Cooper Rush for him being undefeated out there playing this game, playing this sport. But the reality of it, everyone, is that he did a great job for us, and it exposed the fact that now this team can win when they focus their mind to it and lean on the defensive side and the running side. So those are the things that I look at.
But with Dak healthy, they ain't gonna be running the ball like that.
They should see this. They should see this and use
but
that.
But it happened with us. Remember, it happened with us too.
What happened?
When we had Carson and Foles, right?
Okay.
When Foles got in the game, we changed it up. You know what I'm saying? We went to a whole nother style. Who knows? We might not even win that Super Bowl if, he didn't change it up for the playoffs, and caught everybody off guard. And then even the next season, when Carson came back healthy, what we do? We went back pass heavy again. Once we get those guys with contracts, man, that's all they want to do is throw that football. Because everybody knows you got to run the ball to set up the pass. And that's just logic. But when you're paying your quarterback so much money, you got to get your money's worth.
I feel you from that aspect of it, but I think that the coaching philosophy is a whole lot different from what coach you had over there. I think it was the guy that's now over there, Doug Peterson, and whoever the defensive coordinator at that time. I think that with Dan Quinn and, of course, Mike McCarthy, you won't see those laps. The ingredient part of it is that the Cowboys understand now and run the ball, play good defense, and then everything else will set itself up.
But this is not the first time Dak got hurt. Every time Dak get hurt, that's what you guys go into, that run the ball mode. It's what anybody do. Listen, if Jalen Hurts go down, you know what I'm saying? We got Gardner Minshew in there. We're running the football. Like that just the next step. The only thing that makes our run games a little bit more dangerous than others is that we have a quarterback that can run the ball too. So that does take a big chunk out of our run game when he does go down. So that, that'd be a lot more dramatic for us as a team than it would be for a normal team. But you guys, that's just what you do when you got an elite passing quarterback. You got to, once he goes out, you try to protect your offense by running the ball. But that offense is not putting up that many points. I know you guys say you lead on that defense, and I heard D. Lawrence over there talking some mess this week.
No, he was just filling questions. They threw him a bone, and he said, okay, I'm going to go get it. And that's what a dog's supposed to do. I just feel that of course, Jalen Hurts, did he improve from last year to this year? Yes. But through the hands of A.J. Browns and, of course, through the lenses of Dallas Goedert having an extra year under his belt, I think that those guys are bailing him out on a lot of situations. But neither here nor there, Jalen Hurts, in my opinion.
On that note, bailing them out, or is it just, they need each other? Like every young quarterback, they don't hit that mark until they get these superstar players, these players that are around them, the talent around them. And it's like even Aaron Rodgers, you don't see him having as good as this year. Now he don't have his number one, Devontae Adams, over there. So is it really bailing them out, or is it just like now he has better options to go to?
Well, I was always told you played the game. The tight end will always be the quarterback best friend, right? And a sure hands catcher, A.J. Brown. You can't tell me that Jalen Reagor would have been doing the same versus what A.J. Brown is doing. I don't think that there's an Eagle fan or a Cowboy fan that would agree with that, right? So what I'm saying is that, yes, he's supposed to improve, right? He's supposed to be better versus being worse than what he was before. But there are things that we see, the tendencies that he still do. He still stare down his receivers. He still stick on his first read. Hard to get off of that. But your offensive coordinator, or it could be Nicholas Sirianni, who makes sure that he have things that put into place for Jalen Hurts to make those comfortable throws with those tunnel screen, bubble screen, smokes, and the drags underneath. So those are things that he is doing. And maybe it could just be him in his second year ever coaching on a head level. You know what I'm saying? Head coach level. So to be objective with it, maybe that's the situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Jalen's that dude. He's still fifth over in the NFL in quarterback rating this year.
Yeah, And Cooper Rush is fourth.
Cooper Rush is fourth? Yeah, but he
QBR. I just threw that at you just in case you wasn't ready to catch it,
I'm just saying we're not comparing Cooper Rush to Jalen Hurts now.
Well, they both got 4 touchdowns. I think Cooper Rush don't know what it feels like. I know he got 10. I know he ran the ball. I know he's in MVP favors. Shout out to all of that from Jalen Hurts. I'm giving him his flowers. But at the same time, I think quarterbacks are meant to throw the ball. And, hey, these are the things that I'm telling you. I'm telling you the truth. It's not even cold yet. And when it's cold outside, you already know. When those quarterbacks start running and they start getting hit and it's cold, you already know what things stand to happen, right? So he better make sure to start utilizing his arm a little bit more. That's all I'm saying.
Like, people keep saying that. He's been using it. You know,
when last time he threw a touchdown?
Right? Because you're looking at the last 2 games, right? Last 2 games were more run orientated. Go look at the first 3 games where he was over 350. You know what I'm saying? Or not 350, but in that 300 or 350 range. Like, those are passing games where he was just throwing the ball. He wasn't even rushing the ball. A couple of games, he only had like 30 or 40 yards rushing there. So I don't think that narrative. You got to realize the Eagles have so many weapons. Jalen, you know, and them as a whole, they don't have to beat you either way. You know, what are you going to let us beat you with this week? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you want to stop our run, we'll pass all of you. You want to stop our pass, we'll run all of you. Whatever you want to do, we're with it. Let's just play some football. I feel like this team is based off, you know. So at the end of the day, whether Jalen runs for 3 touchdowns, pass for, 3 touchdowns, has 300 yards passing, has 150 yards rushing, either way, he's putting damage out there on the field that not very many quarterbacks in this league can do in the matter that he does it. So I don't know. You know me, I'm a huge Hurts fan. You know, I'm always riding with my boy. I mean, I just think he's a different breed. I think people in a couple of years are going to be like, oh, well, this guy's trying to look like Jalen Hurts as opposed to trying to compare him to, a Josh Allen or, Lamar Jackson or, Russell Wilson, how all those type of cats, he's not them. And I don't think they're them. They all got their own skills, their abilities, and they kind of do things a little bit different. You watched Kyler Murray last week we went against, Kyler's fast as hell. Okay, when he runs that football, you don't get him. He gonna take off on you. That's one of them really fast quarterbacks. I don't think Jalen's as fast as Kyler. He's probably a little bit more mobile, but I do think Jalen's this year shown that he can stick in that pocket, and actually dissect the team, use your legs to get out the pocket to make a pass as opposed to trying to just take off all the time. I think he does that a lot better this year than he did last year.
Well, he is still on the bottom end as it relates to this, and I'm going to pull up the stats in a few seconds. Just bear with me. Just give me a few seconds here, and let me pull up the stats right quick for this, because I truly believe that what you're saying is that Hurts is better. But when I look up the stat accolades, let me see. I don't know if you can. Maybe you can allow me to share this right quick. Let me see if I can share this right quick. Because it is what it is at this point. Let me pull this up. So, can you add that to the monitor for me? Because since you piloting this thing right quick, you see it down there below. All right, so you the wise guy. It says here, Jalen Hurts per Pro Football Focus when not blitz. He's 90.5, right? PFF offense grade second, 9.9 yards per play, basically first in the National Football League, 73% completion percentage on third. He's third. 7 big time throws, fifth. 3 turnovers worthy. He's 23rd. That's kind of horrible, But when he's blitzed, can you see that on your screen? Because I just need to make sure that I'm reading the right thing. Do you see that there?
Yeah.
You see that? Let me see if I can blow it up even more so the people, we just building the plane while it's in the air. It says 57.3. The offense grade 27, 5.8. 31st in the National Football League. There's only one other guy that's worse than him at that point. 58 completion percentage, 25th. Hey, all of these numbers, when he's blitzed, it seems as if though he becomes a shell of himself. Can you explain? Let me hear from your mouth about those things, Because we ain't talking about things that are made up. We want to talk about the facts.
The hate on the guy, you're going to throw me up some win blitz. Every quarterback gets a little bit different when he getting blitzed.
Bull sugar, don't you know that when we have 4, and I'm just saying this, He's the best quarterback, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the National Football League when blitz. But go ahead with your points there.
But I'm saying he's obviously too. He's still learning. It's his second year. Like he's not even close to reaching his prime, his peak or whatever.
Wait a minute.
So
This is her second year or third year? Hold on.
It's his third year, but second year starting. It's a big difference from starting and playing back up in the South.
Okay. You want to give him that? Okay, I give you that. You can take that off the screen now. You can take that off the screen if you want to.
But see, there's a lot of other stats too we can bring up that makes him look like a god. Stats are stats. Now, you can dissect any part of a man's game, just to try to flaw. But what it is like you said, he is leading candidate for MVP, one of the leading candidates for MVP. You know what I'm saying? He still does have, 19 total touchdowns in his first 25 games. That's rushing. He's still he's still making plays consistently day by day out, and we are still 6-0.
Wait a minute. 6-0. Wait a minute. Hold on. It's 5-0. So you talking already that y'all gonna beat us? Oh my goodness.
Oh, we're gonna get to that part. Yeah, for sure. We're gonna win this game, but we're gonna get back into it a little bit more before we go to that. But yeah, 5-0 right now. With him as our leader, as our quarterback. So at the end of the day, like, he's doing his thing. He leads the team. He makes the team better. It's not always about his stats. Sometimes, like the other game with Miles Sanders went on. That we have enough playmakers where he don't have to be the guy every single game in, game out. But at the same time, he's definitely shown, with what they said that our receiving core right now with him, Goddard, and AJ, they're one of the best receiving cores in terms of yards in the league right now. They have some of the highest. Like Dallas Goddard's second overall in yards. You got AJ, top 5 over there. Devontae not too far behind him. So these guys are still making plays, at a high level. You've seen the big plays that Jalen likes to make. So I'm not worried too much about Jalen Hurts. Like I said, it's only week 5. Let's see what he looks like at the end of the season or after we win the Super Bowl this year.
So after y'all win the Super, so
you like that? You like that? I slipped that.
Yeah, you slipped that right off in there, man. All right, man. Who we got here, man? Philly Sports Rap. Or what he saying right there?
He said, "Hey, use his arm just because they haven't been in the red zone or the end zone doesn't mean he's not throwing them football." Yeah, he uses his arm just because when we get in the red zone, they run the ball in. It's just we got a line for it. They open up the holes. Why not just run it in there? Jalen gets touchdowns either way. He don't care whether it's running or throwing. As long as he's getting his points, his production done, I think he's good with it. So he said CeeDee Lamb hip. He said he's questionable this game.
Yeah, they rested him. He didn't practice today. With that being said, they're gonna gear him up and be ready for Sunday night. So that's just what it is, precautionary tale there of him not practicing today. But Fridays are more of a treatment day for the veterans, and they're gonna give him a little treatment spell today. So that's why he didn't necessarily practice today.
How you like Gallup? How's he been since he's been back?
Gallup. He's the third down machine. He's the guy that catches difficult passes. It was 3rd and 15 last game, and he got 2 feet in. He is that go-to third down target. We truly miss Gallup in that playoff run. I truly believe that Gallup have a nose for the ball, a knack for the ball on third down, and he just turns into a Super Saiyan as it relates to that third down opportunity. And that's what I believe Gallup brings to the table, and that's what he's going to bring to the table Sunday night.
Let's give it to me a little bit more about Cooper Rush. I know you guys run the football a little bit more with him in the game, but what's keeping Coop so calm and helping him, pull through these games? What do you think it is about Cooper Rush that makes him, the man right now?
The thing that makes Cooper Rush such a poised quarterback is the fact that he's been in his system for 5 years now, I believe, or it could be longer. My thing is with Cooper Rush, he's been in there. He threw the ball several times to Noah Brown. That's been the guy that he's been throwing to in practice for all of those years. And with that being said, he's just a cerebral guy. He's been in his system. He understands the flow of the system, and he knows his job. Hey, 10 for 16, 102 yards last game. Let me put the ball in the belly of the running backs. It's a strange stat for us, but it's unique. Tony Pollard, when he touches the ball for 15 or more times, the Cowboys are undefeated. Actually, they're 14-0. With Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott, if both of those guys get double-digit touches, they are undefeated. So I know that that's kind of like a crazy game to play, but I truly believe that the Cowboys understand to run the ball, make it third and short, that's third and comfortable for those who don't know, and the playbook open up this much. Third and long, the playbook is really this much. But when it's third and short or comfortable, the playbook is massive. And I think that that's where Cooper Rush relish at.
So what do you think this offense has to do something against our defense right now? That's why I really think, it's no cap on nobody, no other team. And I am really confident about my football team because, we have talent all over the board, on both sides of football. We have one of the best offensive lines. We got one of the best defensive line. So how do you feel like, we're number one in takeaways right now. I think we're number 4 in sacks right now. So this defense coming out this year with the talent that they have, how do you think the Cowboys have to attack these guys?
Well, there's nobody that got more pressures than the Cowboys. Pressure brings a lot to the table. We got 85 pressure for the season, if the top of my head is right. And on top of that, we're second place in sacks, which we all know that number could be even more if they count intentional grounding. But that's a story of a different day. We got a guy by the name of Donovan Wilson who can sniff out some things, got subtle speed. He's ranked top 5 safety in the National Football League, believe it or not, and he's our backup safety, right? So I look at it like this. Something got to give. You guys got an excellent point on the defensive side of the coin, right? Mm-hmm. But I seen week 1. Was it DeAndre Swift?
Come on.
Hold on. 15 carries for 144. Let me say it like my grandfather. May he rest in peace. 144 yards, right? And I'm quite sure that the tandem that the Cowboys bring to the table is a whole lot better than what the Lions can do. So if I see DeAndre Swift running for 15 carries for 144 yards, I'm quite sure that the weaknesses to your Eagles defense is on the edges. We just can't run into the teeth because that big boy is big. Jordan Davis is a big boy.
Listen, the Lions, all the way up to last week, they were number 2 offense in the league. They have the second best offensive line behind us in the league. And it was our first time us playing together. Getting these guys on the same field together. So we won the game.
Yeah, won.
He did go up, but we ain't letting nobody at the cook team go off on us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't letting nobody else run up on us like that. So, come on. We got big Jordan Davis. When Jordan Davis is in the game, no one runs the football, period.
I seen Connor catch. You better get some edge. You know how the ladies get the edge control? You better get some edge control. I'm for real. Because I saw James Conner. It's just teams kind of stray away from the run. But I would tell you this, with your team, they rallied chasing good to the ball. But there's not a person on this planet that can look at Swift and say, all right, Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard can't do what Swift did. No. I think the combination of TP and Ezekiel Elliott is a whole lot better than what the Lions do.
Offensive line over there.
We got we are pretty much, we are the second. Do you know that we are the second ranked graded rush team as it relates to the run, the Cowboys, believe it or not. Efficiency level. We there.
Us?
I don't even I think y'all like 7th or in run block win ratio. I think y'all like 6 or 7.
Wow.
Let's go with it, baby.
I don't know, man. Like I said, they weren't no cupcakes, and that's only one running back. I know Zeke, but you gotta realize we're selling out on y'all run because we know Cooper Rush ain't beating nobody. You know?
Well, that's the thing.
How do you think that matchup's gonna go right now? Give me your matchup on, the whole Lamb versus Slay, Bradbury. Both of them top corners this year. Covering everybody. No one's getting nothing on these guys. And I think we're even getting Maddox back. So then you got the gap of Lamb and whoever's your third receiver. That's 3-on-3 football out there on the wideouts. Who do you think wins these matchups?
I say lunch pail.
What?
Tell them to bring their lunch pail, because if you try to play the game of I'm lamb versus slay, right? That's going to be a win for you guys. Hear me out, Cowboy Nation. Put the butter knife down for the Cowboy fans and say, hey, wait a minute, what are you saying? No, that is going against the philosophy and the scheme. The scheme should be run to open up the pass, run to open up to make it the single high safety. Your safety in the middle of the field is very suspect. I've seen with the way Hollywood, you could do all of this. Did you see last game? In the middle of the field. That's where your weakness is at. In the middle of the field, the outside, Bradbury, they cover pretty well. They sticky. Both of those guys are sticky, Slade sticky. But what I'm trying to do is make it isolation, one-on-one to the outside. And if we continue to do those things, but we got to get it. It's not going to be given to us. We got to get it by running the ball. Even if, hear me out, even if we don't get the yards, damn it, we got to get the attempts. And that's the same game plan from the Washington team. We didn't get the yards, but we got the 30 attempts, meaning that, okay, we want big boxes. We want all of your guys to squeeze down inside or try to stop the run so it can be favorable matchups. And I'm looking for Cooper Rush to do 1 or 2 passes to galvanize the Eagles. That's how I'm looking at it.
When Dak's healthy, is he injected back into the starting lineup? Especially, say this. Say you guys do beat us this week. I doubt it happened, but say it did. Lightning strikes. And you guys win us this week. Is there quarterback controversy, or do you just insert Dak when he's ready to go?
Well, that's
chemistry with the team. They're winning without him in another way than they use, when you got him in the game.
It's all, how can I put this? In the nature and the flow of how we win, right? I mean, I hate to bring up the past, but that's the only way that we can understand the future, right? The last time the Cowboys beat the Eagles with Dak Prescott, and your full team was all healthy, and our full team was all healthy, the score was 41-21, right? And I'm not saying that just because that was Dak, but the offensive flow of things was just a whole lot better. Now, granted, Sunday night, if Cooper Rush go out there and throw 10 for 16 again, 102 yards, right? And then the Cowboys win 24-17 or 24-22, then they ain't enough. The wins is not enough to say, okay, he is now your starting quarterback. But lo and behold, if Cooper Rush go out there and put up 28-10, 38-20, then there's a whole nother conversation there. But the only controversy is being told by the media, not for the guys that's inside the locker room, by the way.
Everybody knows it's Dak's spot when he gets back.
Right.
What about this, though? You guys lose, but he has a game. Do you think they rush him back? Rush Dak back a little faster just because, you guys lost another game. You got to get Dak back. But do you think Dak should really sit back? Because it's one thing to throw in what he had, a tennis ball or something out there, throwing a tennis ball with both hands. And it's another thing to be getting hit by these NFL players in your thumb, falling on your thumb, landing on your thumb the wrong way when you just had surgery. Do you think it's smart to try to rush him back on that field? Or even if Coop loses, maybe keep him out there one more game before – just a long season. This is going to be week 6 out of 17, so there's still a lot of football left to go. You want to make sure your star quarterback's healthy.
Well, it's a day-to-day operation. Dak threw the ball actually this week, the actual football, right? Mike McCarthy may have been putting smoke and mirrors out there saying, hey, Dak rest a little bit because he had hurt his shoulder for throwing the ball so much. So it's the unknown for me, man. But all I can say is the NFL – the Dallas Cowboys and everyone else, the storyline will be when Dak Prescott get out there, everybody, mama, uncle, cousin will be watching because that's just how it goes.
We already know when we win, you're going to be like, well, you didn't beat Dak. Dak's undefeated against you guys. You didn't beat Dak.
Oh, you trying to set it up that way, huh? Well, I mean, we playing with house's money, man. Look, we playing with house money, right? No way in the world. After week 1, you sat down in your Eagle cave and you were sitting there saying, all right, the Cowboys are going to be 4-1 when the time we face them. There's no way you thought that. Not a third of the Cowboys didn't see that either, right? So we're 4-1. Vegas got 6.5 points favored for you guys. So it is what it is. At this point, the Cowboys are playing with house's money. If we come in, beat you down, and do all of that good stuff, that's a win for us. Even if it's a situation where we lose by 1 or 2 points, that's still a good situation for us because there's still a level of optimism that will be spreading all throughout the Cowboys airways that, hey, if Ford was back there, it would have been 41-21 again. So it's just a win-win.
You win, you tie for first in our division. Probably be first with the lead because you have more.
No, it wouldn't be tied. If we win, we will be first.
We have the same record.
No, you don't. But then it goes down to the second tier, the divisional record. Yeah. Matter of fact, if you win, if you lose, let me say this. If you lose this weekend, it's the craziest thing of it all. Pay attention. If you lose this weekend, we win, and the Giants win, your Eagles will drop to first to third place.
That's what I'm just about to tell you. When we win, you're going straight to third place.
No. Y'all can literally, by Monday, the Eagles could drop all the way to the third place.
That's what I was let me finish what I was saying.
Oh, go ahead.
When we win, y'all going to third. Ain't going to be 2 games down, not just 1, 2 games down. Like you said, still an early season, but our schedule don't seem to be getting any harder either. You know what I'm saying? The rest of the way. I'm not saying, any team can beat any team any week. I understand that, but it's looking mighty favorable for us.
Let me give a shout out to, man, the Dallas Cowboys for life, man. Thank him so much for the $5 super chat. He just want to say how about those Cowboys, man. Appreciate you, man, so much. And shout out to my guy on your end, Reddy Red. I see him over there.
Red.
Jinx Fox. Was Jinx Wolf? Or what?
Jinx Wolf.
Oats. Cheers, man. Shout out to them, man.
Everybody in here, yeah. So let's talk about the defense. You guys been talking a lot of mess. You guys, the big bad wolves, that this offense is going to have to go against, How are you guys going to stop Jalen Hurts? Let's just start with that.
Well, first and foremost.
About the real deal Jalen Hurts.
First and foremost, you said it wrong. You said wolves. And we got lions over here, baby. And I think lions are higher on the hierarchy than the doggone wolf. Let me put some fire on my page for that. Y'all put some fire emojis in the chat. We got wolf. We got one wolf, and his name is LVE, but everybody else are some lions out there, baby. So it's about to be total pandemonium for you guys, especially if you're looking at this situation of saying, shout out to you, Ricardo. Thank you on the Facebook. If you're looking at this situation of saying that you got Jalen Hurts that's able to read the defense better, because for sure Dan Quinn, he didn't just pick up the defensive playbook last year. He's been doing this defensive thing for a long time.
Anybody worried about no Dan Quinn? Y'all don't even have enough people to stop our weapons.
Who are your weapons, my friend?
You guys got a Michael Parsons, but all we got to do is spread you guys out, and then you're worried about Parsons covering all game. He ain't going to be putting pressure on the quarterback.
So
then what are you guys going to do?
So with that being said,
lines in the game.
So with that being said, you guys got the best offensive line in the game, right? That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, your weapons, like, don't you know that we although we lost, but don't you know we faced Mike Evans, right? And he didn't put up gaudy numbers. Don't you know we faced Jamar Chase? He didn't put up gaudy numbers, right? I don't think that you got a Jamar Chase over there. Go ahead and tell me you got a Jamar Chase over there.
AJ. We got an AJ Brown. We don't need a Jamar Chase.
So he's Jamar Chase now.
Wait. Doesn't AJ have more yards than Jamar Chase?
He made though this year. But let's see how the end of the year falls.
Best receiver in the division, hands down.
Don't you know that my guy CeeDee Lamb got more touchdowns than your boy AJ Brown? Same amount of receptions.
Went over there, you worried about getting the ball, of course. You guys just went all the way up to last week, which is Gallup. So, of course, who else going to get touchdowns over there, Long?
It's
Well,
all
that's what he
good.
said, yeah.
It's all good. Now I don't.
And
Do
like
you
you said
now?
earlier,
Who's
we
your
were
Cooper
back
Cup?
and they get the yards,
Who is
but
on your
Jalen
level?
Hurts gets touchdowns rushing
Who
the
is on the
football.
level of Cooper Cup right now?
What do you mean?
Who's your Cooper Cup? We faced the
Devontae
Cooper
Smith.
Cup on your.
You said Jamar Chase. We got AJ Brown. You got Cooper Cup. We got Devontae Smith. What? Next. You know, we got. You want the cheetah? Bring the cheetah too. We got the. You guys got the cheetah, and we got Quez Watkins. It's like we got them all. You want the Travis Kelce's? And actually, Goddard's a better run blocker than Travis Kelce, so we got a better tight end there too. So what are we missing here?
Wait a minute. Hold on, man. Let me laugh.
What are we talking about? What are we talking
Are you
about?
out your mind? You
Like, you guys
comparing?
wanna go past
So
years.
Travis.
Yeah.
So
We're talking about this year,
so Dallas
now,
Goedert. So
this
Dallas
season.
Goedert is in the same room as Travis Kelce. I just need to hear it one more time.
I'm not saying he's better, but he's in the same category as elite tight ends. I think
All right, so I matter of fact, you know, I would absolutely normally disagree with that, but since I like the name Dallas, you know, Goedert, you know, since I like the name Dallas Goedert, if you want that cookie, you can have it, but there's conditions to it.
Okay.
We have a guy by the name of J-Rock. His name is J-Ron Curse. And he shut down, I truly believe, he shut down Travis Kelce. So your boy Dallas Goedert better be all in and ready for this night on Sunday Night Football. I can't wait.
And then look, you weren't that out there. We shut down Justin Jefferson. He's considered one of the best receivers in the league.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing against it. Thielen didn't do nothing against. We don't win against some top quality.
And that's because
receivers.
they didn't have a good plan of football. They dropped back and tried to throw that ball on y'all. They didn't run the ball. They didn't. And you guys shut down the run. I saw that game. They tried, but they didn't even do it right. You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Last year we beat down the Vikings too with Cooper Rush. So if you want a cookie for beating the Minnesota Vikings, you can have it too. My same quarterback did the same thing that your quarterback did. I just think that my quarterback looked better when he did it.
Wow. Wow. I can't believe you just said you thought Rush looked better at anything besides Jalen Hurts, man.
But all right, we can let the chat decide. Let the chat decide on that, dude.
What offense have you guys faced that you think will be comparable to the offense you're about to see next?
No,
like, honestly, no cap, no. Oh, I hate the Eagles. Let's be realistic with the weapons that we have and what we've already done this season. What offense would you rank towards that gives you that confidence to think that it shouldn't? You guys gonna be able to handle this firepower we're about to bring.
Well, you guys will be the first test for that. I'm going down the D-Law path. Shout out to the Laws out there. We haven't faced the offense. We haven't faced an offense like yours. I think that you guys are the second-ranked offense in the National Football League, and that's tremendous. Sixth-ranked defense in those categories. That's tremendous. Shout out to your team for that. But on the flip side of that coin, you take a quarter out, look at one side, and you see there's an eagle there. But if you flip it to the other side, you'll see a man on there, right? And on the other side, that man is D-Law. That man is Parsons. That man is the Dallas Cowboys defense. Your team haven't faced the third-ranked defensive team yet. Right or wrong?
Who's first and second?
I don't know who first and second. I just know we third.
I
think the 49ers are first defense.
So we went against some pretty talented defensive players.
But you didn't have the look. Don't you know if I pull up the Arizona Cardinals, right? Let me pull them up and their defensive ranking. And this is just ranking. This ain't actual stuff, right? Because I know you still got to lace them up and play on the field. If I pull them up, what if I told you, like Ripley's Believe It or Not, that they are the 32nd ranked defense? Was that a walk in the park against the Cardinals last week for your offense?
Okay. Next.
So They the 32nd ranked defense. Lo and behold, the Cowboys generate more pressure than them. They the 85th. They had 85 pressures this season so far, and we're second in sacks.
What about the
we're
Jags?
second in turnovers, huh? So with all of that being said, if you struggle to move the ball on them, how in the world all of a sudden now against the Cowboys, you all of a sudden gonna not struggle to move the ball on us? Explain that. Break that down to me.
You guys ain't played no real firepower offenses for real. And then for two, is everybody's coming at us with their best because we're undefeated. They see they're feeling the sense and the urge like we got to stop this fire before it gets out of control. Because the Eagles are, week after week continue to roll, win in different ways. You know what I'm saying? That's a dangerous football team. So everybody's coming with their best game plan when they come to baseball. I'm pretty sure you guys have been watching every game all week trying to figure out where is the crack that no one has been able to figure out how we're going to get these guys.
I just got to pull this up for the people that don't believe. So can you share that just right quick for me, man? I just got to pull that up right quick. You know what I'm saying? Because people say that they wasn't the 32nd ranked defense. I just got to pull it up because sometimes people need tangible evidence and information to see. They are the 32nd ranked defense, by the way. So I just wanted to know, I'm just help your boy out. Help your boy out. 30th overall. What was the final score? 20-17.
What's Washington's?
Oh, Washington. We both whooped up on the Washington. We could pull them up. Just bear with me. It shouldn't take long at all. Let me pull up the Washington, Arizona. They're the 13th ranked defense, 25th in offense. The special teams did show.
Too.
Huh?
We whooped up on the 13th ranked. And then we struggle against it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's football. Any given Sunday with the right game plan, you can put a speed bump on a dynamic offense. We destroyed the Washington. We had 9 sacks against them. You guys were only able to roll out like 3 sacks. You weren't putting as much pressure as we was. You guys don't have as many turnovers as our defense either. So it's like
5. We have 5. Y'all have 9, and they don't count intentional grounding as turnovers. But that's a whole nother situation because there was a situation. Oh, hold on, they don't count the block punt nor the block field goals as turnovers. But that's a whole nother situation. I feel you on that. So if you want a cookie for that, you can have a cookie. You got more turnovers, but I promise you, we taking this balls away if you fool around and throw it the wrong way. That's just all that's going to go down, especially Trayvon Diggs and company. It ain't happening if you thinking that you're going to rock.
Lock down a big physical specimen like A.J. Brown.
Oh, it's the bigger wide receivers we don't have an issue with. It's the speedsters, the shifty, speedy guys. He's fast too. It's fast. He is not as elusive as a Cooper Kupp. He's not elusive. You can stop sharing this now, though. It is what it is. It's a good conversation though with you, my guy.
Cooper Kupp. He went there. Coop's one of the best in the game right now.
I thought AJ was.
AJ is one of the best. He's ascending though. Coop's in his prime already. AJ working his way to his prime. You gotta realize he put up all those numbers on the run first, offense. So he had a lot less targets than all the other big-time receivers out there, and his numbers are right there with him. So, obviously, this season it looks a lot better because he's actually getting the ball thrown to him a lot more. So, we see at the end of this season how many yards he has by the end. He's on pace for, 1,400 yards, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Eagles fan, shout out to him. He said, look at the offensive productive teams that you guys played, I guess, the 19th, the 21st, and the 22nd, and the 24th.
Yeah. Talk about it.
I heard about that stance. Historically speaking, the Lions been what's on the bottom of most people's feet, including the Jaguars, right? But if you guys want a cookie for beating them, I get it. I feel you on that. But you can't literally say to me with a straight face that within the last 4 years, we played 3 teams that been in the Super Bowl, right? 2 of the 3 teams lifted up that Lombardi trophy. And that's the Buccaneers. That is, my friend, the Bengals as well as the Rams. So I get it. I understand what you guys are coming at. You want to take and dismiss who we played, and we want to dismiss and take away who y'all played. But collectively speaking, the strength of schedule, there's not nobody that can really, really watch football can put any comparisons, analysis up of the Lions versus the Bucks or the Lions versus the Bengals or even the Rams. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Rams this year shelled themselves.
Oh man, this year ain't over with yet. Now watch, they're gonna blow the hell out of the Panthers, and now all of a sudden they're gonna be put right back on that mantle of being, oh man, here come the Rams. But historically speaking, the Rams got hit with a buzzsaw. They played against the 49ers, who is the number one team in defense, and then in return they had to play against us. And if anybody can replicate what the 49ers did, would have been the Dallas Cowboys. And excuse me, that matchup is really one-sided with the Rams versus the 49ers, because my brother, he's a diehard 49er fan, and he will let you know. The 49ers all-time record with Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan face-to-face, head-to-head matchup is 7-1. Let that sink in. So the Rams are going to take that L regardless. Yeah, that's just how it goes. That's why they're looking so bad, man. Come on.
They're looking bad. And most teams that win the Super Bowl come out the next year. They don't have the same team anymore. They don't have OBJ out there. They don't have Von Miller out there. You know what I'm saying? What was that other linebacker they had? Whatever his name, because we're not talking about the Rams right now. But they lost a lot of players last year. For this year, that's what Super Bowl teams do. So I just feel like, everybody expects these teams. We're not talking about the past. We're talking about, that's why I hate that the Eagles don't get their respect that they deserve. Like, finally, we never come out the gate 5-0 very often. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it, 2004 and 1981, the last time it's happened for us? So why can't we just bathe in our glory and finally get respect, as one of the best, as the best team in the league at 5-0, when everybody else has lost? Whether it's tough, close games or blowouts, we've blown the teams out. We've won, hard-fought games. We've come back in games. We've done it each way there is. So
well, I feel you on that. I feel you on that, fam. But respect is earned, not given, right? And if you want to really earn it, it'll be Sunday night with all the stars are watching, right? The brightest stage. Can Jalen Hurts rally? Can he win this game? Because I'm quite sure that the same amount of touchdown he threw to A.J. Brown is the same amount of touchdown he threw to Trayvon Diggs. One. And Trayvon Diggs going to be on A.J. Brown like a cheap suit. And that is the reality of it. Hey, I heard that A.J. was saying that, hey, Jalen Hurts is his best friend. I heard Trayvon Diggs say that Jalen Hurts is his best friend. So this is a game with a lot of chips on shoulders, right? This is a game that, hey, a lot of these guys know each other. They fight for each other. And on top of that, hey, the offseason noise with A.J. Brown and Michael Parsons, all of this stuff finna manifest itself. And Devontae Smith and Trayvon Diggs, they know each other. They play with each other. So it's about to be, at the end of the day, my dog, this is about to be a good game, fam. It's about to be a good game. It's about to be a good game, Bird Gang 31.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's going to be a great game, man. Give me 3 hot takes.
Hot takes.
Give me a juicy take, what I'm saying?
Juicy. Okay. Kevontae Turpin. He's the guy, the undrafted guy that wears number 9. He's 5'6.5", 155 pounds. He is a guy that's electric when the ball is in his hands on punt return and kickoff return. And I'm looking at your stat sheet. There's 4 phases to a football game. Normally there's 3. The 3 phases are offense, defense, and special teams. I just added the 4th phase, being coaching, but that's a story of another day. I think that the Cowboys are a whole lot better special team than your team, right? If I'm looking at the Eagles just from a perspective of outside looking in, you guys are ranked 27th in special teams. Mm-hmm. That's a weak spot. So my hot take would be this right here. Kevontae Turpin, take one to the house.
Ooh.
Take one to his house, right? The other hot take would be, hey, Michael Gallup. He scores an early touchdown. And my third and final take would be, of course, this defense. Oh, my goodness, this defense. We'll figure out a way to scoop and score. Shout out to you, Tony Boswell. Thank you for the super chat. Scoop and score. Scoop and score.
That's hot. That's hot. My first hot take is going to be that Jalen Hurts gets his first 400-yard passing game on you guys.
400. Okay.
400. He ain't got it yet. He ain't did it yet. I've been doing it every week too. I have a feeling that one of these games is gonna cut loose, and I think this is the game to do it. Like you said, Diggs is a dog. You know what I'm saying? But he's gonna have his hands full with AJ. And even when Devontae is on him, those are two good, different type receivers that he's gonna have to worry about switching this game back and forth with. But I don't think Mr. Brown on the other side will be able to handle whoever Diggs doesn't handle. I think they're gonna get to eat pretty well. If anything, like you said, Kurtz can probably lock down a Goddard. So he might be out. AJ Diggs, that might be out. But I think that missing link is who's gonna cover Quez when he's in the game, and who's gonna cover Devontae Smith. And I don't really feel like Brown can do it. I think it's gonna be a big game. Devontae, he's gonna be getting open left and right. Then when you throw Diggs on him, that's when you're gonna have AJ getting open. And that's the beauty of our team when you have so many weapons, that you try to stop one thing and it goes to the other. So I think Jalen Hurts goes big in the receiving game. He's gonna get his first 400-yard game, and it's gonna be very sweet. My next hot take would be like, your offense does not get over 100 yards rushing, period. Okay. I think George Davis and these boys lock it down. They know that's what you guys are coming to do this week. Run that football. Not like I had a little clip from Zeke earlier in the offseason. Like, Zeke looked a little different this year. He'll be out there running. He's running with some power this year. So, and Pollard doing what Pollard normally does. So, I think they've been doing good the last couple of weeks, but we just got a different defense over here. I think that Gannon has all week to figure it out how he's going to stop that offense from rolling. And for me, if you stop that run game, you stop the offense. I don't think Cooper Kupp's beating you by himself. I just don't believe that team's that good enough to do that on offense. So
no doubt.
You would need a turnover. If anything, you're going to need a couple of them if you're going to win this football game, is what I believe. But my third one's going to be is Big Play Slay covering Lamb. Lamb is only going to get 50 yards receiving this game with Big Play Slay is covering him.
Okay. All right. Well, last year we had Amari Cooper, and he only had 26 yards week 3 against your Eagles, right? But if that's the situation and scenario, if Lamb get 50, that's better than what we had last year, right? He had 66 yards. See how I'm gonna flip it on. I'm gonna flip it on you anyway. But don't you know that Jalen Hurts last year? And I know it was last year. That's the only way we can bring these things, because I hear a lot of Eagles fans be like, well, Lord, you're only talking about last year. But that's the only thing that I can use. That's the last time we played you, But neither here nor there. Jalen Hurts, he threw for 326 yards. Do you remember that? Yeah. And Dallas Goedert, he was their go-to guy. He had 2 receptions in that game for 66 yards. Quez Watkins, 2 receptions for 46. He was slinging that ball everywhere. But he had 2 touchdowns, 2 INTs, by the way. First play deep down the field, it was to Anthony Brown. Just a fade ball. Jalen Reagor couldn't really capture the angle of it. And I would say, that 50-50 ball, as horrible as he threw it, right? Underthrow it. I don't think AJ or even Randy Moss would have had a chance to catch that one. But that's a story of another day. So if you truly believe that all of a sudden this kid is going to throw for 400 yards, I'll give him that. Because he nearly threw for 400 yards last year. The final score was 41-21. So if he want to throw for 400 yards, let him do that. That's playing into our will. Yeah, come on, that's playing right into our will.
Football team of last year, man. I can tell you that.
He threw for 326 yards. He threw for 326 yards last year, week 3.
Okay, that's why I say 400 with a better squad, and our defense is 100 times better than last year's team. Come on, you can't even compare the two. That's why we can't. That's why I with the Cowboys fans, y'all got to stay current on this year.
So how can I make a comparison analysis if I can't use the last time we played?
Because
I can't use the Jaguars. I can't use the Lions.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we got a lot of new pieces on this. AJ Brown. There's like 5 new starters, 6 new starters.
I get all of that, but this will be the first time y'all play a top 10 defense this year. Right or wrong? Well, let me see and pull the Jaguars just so I won't be.
When we played the Jags, I want to say they
let
were.
me see. And let me see with the Jaguars defense. Because the Jaguars, I kind of like the linebackers and everything. Let me pull up the Jaguars. Let me see where they at ranked. Okay, they the 17th ranked defense. So,
Did they lose last week? Like, because you got to go back a couple when we played them. What were they ranked? Type thing.
I can't pull
how
up
many-
the
How
time
many
we
yards
got played.
Super Rush pass for?
I just know this. When we played you guys, you guys were the number one rushing defensive team in the National Football League. Mm-hmm. I know that for sure. And the number 2 rush defensive team in the National Football League was the 3-0 Panthers, and I think Hassan was on that team. Reddick was on that team as well. You know.
They want me to ask you how many passing yards Cooper Rush got.
How many passing yards Coop got? 839. Let me see him pull it up, man. Give me 1 second here. Collectively, how many Cooper Rush got? Cooper Rush. Since you got me into the stat analytical guy over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, 839.
839.
Uh-huh.
How many touchdowns? Four touchdowns?
4 touchdowns. Mm-hmm.
How many picks?
0.
How many fumbles?
Fumble lost. 2 fumbles, none lost. So he fumbled the ball, but he got the magical red beard magic, baby, that the ball bounced right back to him. The ball love him, man. The ball love him. Fumbled twice, but none lost.
Shout out to my boy Robert Dredden with the $5 super chat. He said, "What up, Bird Gang?" He said, "Grandson Cowboys fans asks Dad, what is the Super Bowl?" Dad says, "I don't know. You gotta ask your grandpa. Go Birds." It's been a while. It's been a while, Long.
It's been a minute.
You think that this team right here, what like I seen the question earlier, I forgot to get to. Sorry about that, Grant. Where he asked me, what was your record prediction for the Cowboys this season, and has anything changed with that number? Or are you still staying strong with that one?
Say that one more time. My bad, dog. Say that one more time.
Like, what was your record prediction for the Cowboys going into the season, and has that number changed at all, given any circumstance or whatnot?
I had us going 13-4. So far we did the NFC East roundtable, right? And I've been wrong on 2. I said that the Cowboys were going to win against the Bucks, and we end up losing. But I had all of the other ones right, and I had the Cowboys losing against the LA Rams, and we won. So that kind of canceled out everything. But I had us going 13-4. Put the butter knife down, Eagles fans. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna shank them." You know, they ain't going no 13-4. But still, I'm not finna move off of my stump until we lose more than 4 games. I'm not finna move. So I got us 13-4.
Dak comes back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of you guys going like a losing streak with Dak back, would you be on board with bringing Cooper Rush back and say, if he's undefeated when you guys let him, Dak comes back, and then, Dak goes in there and loses 2 back-to-back games? You think it's be time for the Cowboys to move on with Dak and let Cooper Rush keep playing?
Well, he's under contract. You just don't move on from the $40 million contract. And then on top of that, Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening, even from the Eagles side, the contract, he got a no-trade clause on his contract, all right? And he got a no franchise tag deal on his contract. I don't see that the Cowboys would look at Dak Prescott losing games as much as how we're playing now. If you stick to the philosophy and formula, for those who don't know, the Cowboys are literally 24-0 when the Cowboy rushes the ball 25 or more times in a game. And the philosophy since 2016, the Cowboys are 35-4 when the Cowboys rush the ball for 30-plus times. So I just look at it, or if we look at it like this, if we stick to the philosophy and formula, we would look back at these games and say the game's loss was not due to the quarterback, but it was due to other situations. And I think that that's how they're going to look at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Defense is harming, though. Look, I
Michael
get
Parsons.
it. The magical fairy dust would be like, okay, the Cowboys now, if you keep Cooper Rush in and he win against the Eagles, what have you, the Cowboys can go 16-1. That's what the people would think. But I want people to understand, win, lose, or draw this coming Sunday doesn't mean you're going to the Super Bowl. It's not. It's not that. I want people to get out of that mindset. It's a week-to-week basis, right? I'm speaking from my chest because I'm passionate about my team. But I know that there's a loss somewhere down there. But you got to just make sure that in the playoff that you're there, that everybody's on the same page.
Out.
Right.
Anyway, you shouldn't be peeking out in week 6.
Now, you may be thinking, are you thinking y'all going to go all the way undefeated? Y'all going to challenge the 1972 Dolphins?
The way it's going, man.
That's how you feel. Like you don't see no flaws in your team.
Always 17-0 until proven otherwise. My prediction
so you one of them. Okay, so that's what your prediction was.
My prediction is 14-3. But I'm saying once that season starts, 17-0 until proven otherwise. A team have to beat me first before I see any kind of confidence waver with this team. The way we're winning all kinds of ways, and we have not even played our best football yet. And that's what you want to be doing. Winning good games, winning close games before, halfway mark. So you have a lot to improve from that point on. And that's going to make our team that much more dangerous and that much more, fearful.
Well, we'll find out, man. You're 17-0 Eagles.
Until proven otherwise.
Until proven otherwise theory. Or there'll be 2 celebrations on Sunday night. You know what I'm saying? The 72. Don't they still do that? They pop the champagne bottles when the team that's undefeated lose. So there could be 2 celebrations on the night of Sunday.
Not popping no bottles this week.
The Cowboys popping bottles as well as the Dolphins.
That's true. Like I said.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man.
To any of the teams, in the first, I think the next maybe game that we might lose, we could have a chance to maybe beat Green Bay if they came out and Aaron Rodgers on fire or something by then. Those young buck receivers learn to play some football over there. Right now, I think this train's not stopping and definitely not stopping with you guys. I think these guys, since you guys have beat us so many times over the last couple of years, I just think this team they're about to put their foot forward and say, not today. Not today, not in Philly, not Jalen Hurts, not A.J. Brown, Yeah.
Well, we'll find out, man. Shout out to Eternal Nasty. Appreciate you for the $4.99 super chat. Remember when Eagles fans was in love with Wentz? Heroes stick around long enough to become the villain. Yes, indeed. I already know.
Wentz did that to
Darkness is your ally.
That's all good. Yeah. Huh?
Wentz did that to himself.
Nah, man. I seen y'all stripe
He
and
wasn't
fight.
mentally strong enough to handle the 50 base like Jalen.
But the same hype train that you giving, I've been around long enough to hear, hey, Wentz was on that MVP run before he got hurt. Wentz was an MVP, and y'all kept trying to validate that he was an MVP. And I said, hey, he never won the MVP, but y'all was giving him those status quos as he's an MVP, and y'all was ready to anoint the man. But, it is what it is.
We paid him, but we won the Super Bowl that year, too.
Yeah. But yep. So y'all won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Got a statue outside. Third of the Eagles fan eating horse droppings. I feel you there. So shout out to the Eagles, man.
What do you think the score is? This going to be a high scoring game, low scoring game? Give me a score prediction.
24-13 Cowboys. I know you got Philly Mike. He says 24-13 as well, but he's saying the Eagles. That's my score too. 24-13.
13.
What you got?
Man, I'm going to go 35-17 Eagles. Because I think this is our statement game. I think they realize that the national media will not give us the respect that we want until we go win the Cowboys. You guys have done beat us in our division. They're going to be like, oh, you haven't even played. You're not even leading your division right now. And I think this is that game that can put the Eagles over the top. You guys are 5-1. They can't say, oh, the Cowboys were out that because you guys are still winning.
Say it again. Say that again. We are what?
5-1.
There you go.
4-1.
Yeah.
4-1.
No.
4-1 without Dak, and that's really going to, you guys can't use that as an excuse of why, of anything. So I think it's going to be a good football game, but I think we pull away in the second half. 35-17.
35-17. That will haste the day that they'll be hasting for the Cowboys to get Dak Prescott back out there if that happened. But shout out to you, man. Like I said, good luck to your team until they play us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good
I want
good
everybody
fight.
healthy too. They said
Yeah.
Parsons had a groin.
Yeah, he growing
But,
injury, man. He practiced, but he kind of practiced off to his side. You played the game. You know how growing injuries
Yeah.
two ways you can handle it. If you sit and it will heal by itself in 3 weeks by you not moving around at all, but it'll be stiff there, right? Or you can keep moving it around and drag that thing out. It may take 4 or 5 weeks for it to be completely healed, but as long as you're moving, you can keep it going. But if it lock up on you, it's over
that
with.
risk though. Week 6. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't you think this is the time you got to keep your star players?
Nah, you keep it
get 'em
moving,
fully
man.
healthy,
He's
back in.
young, man. The dude ain't even 25, fam. So you keep that kid out there. Let him move that groin. Let
You
him
go
get
out
that
there
groin
and tear
moving.
his groin, and he out for the season. Then y'all really in some trouble.
Yeah. But we got one of the best medical doctors out there. Look, Tyron Smith, hamstring, meat falling from the bone. The dude walking around in flip flops out there now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know some people still in the wheelchair. But it is what it is, man, Bird Gang. I appreciate you, fam.
Hey, thanks for coming on, my guy. It's always great to have you on, man. Let everybody know where they can find you at, and we can go ahead and get out of here, brother.
No doubt, man. Hey, man, this was a pleasure, man. Thank you. It's Rivalry Week. You guys can find me on Law Nation Sports on multiple platforms under that handle, especially on Twitter and Twitch as well as Instagram. And shout out to my Facebook gang. Appreciate y'all so much. And, hey, man, shout out to your Eagles community, man. They've been jumping over here, showing me love, man. They said, man, I can't stand the Cowboys, man, but I love you, Law, and I appreciate that, you know.
Hey, we respect game
views
over
are views.
here. Doesn't matter what team you are. You're good at what you do. You know what I'm saying? We got to give respect. We might laugh at some of your takes when you talk about the Eagles and Cowboys, but at the end of the day, you know what you're talking about over there.
Yeah, SHOWDOWN, I see him, and Joe Thais, man, appreciate those guys. And Miss Bird Gang 31, I see her, so appreciate her. And Cole Cowboy, I see him over there holding it down for me. Twin Eagles 215. So I appreciate all of those people, man. Thank y'all, man. Man, God bless y'all, man. Go Cowboys, man. All day, baby. You already know.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Over here, Law, it's fly, Eagles, fly. You want to do it with me? Let's go together. Fly, Eagles, fly. This is BG, Law Nation. We out. Peace.
Peace. Appreciate you, man.